Success leaves clues. Success leaves clues. There's only a few things you have to actually pay attention to in order to become successful. Success in any area. It's a mindset, though. It's how you think about things. It's really how you think about things. I get privy to this every day. You guys know I'm in the money space. I'm in the financial space. I get privy to this every day. I get a chance to have conversations with people that don't have money, and I get to have conversations with people that do have money. And the way they talk about money, the way they think about money is completely different. But all the people that don't think about it the same way, they say the same things, they have the same thoughts. Like it's just the same, different varying degrees, but it's the same thoughts. People that have it, they think differently about it too, but it's like the same thoughts. It's the same types of things. Your thinking, your thoughts, your belief is what controls the outcomes. You heard him say it like three or four times in there. The law of cause and effect. The law of cause and effect. We're going to talk about that a little bit. But a couple things that I wrote down. One, success is earned. Remember, success is earned, right? You have to earn this. You have to go after it. You have to like, it's not just going to fall on you. It's not just going to fall on you. There's things you have to do. There's ways you have to be. There's habits you have to create in order to become successful in your health, in your relationships, in your finances, in your spirit, like in all the areas, there are habits you got to create, but success is earned. I put small wins, small wins. It's not how, what's the saying? How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, right? So the person you want to become down the line in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, that person, how do you get there? Well, you're not going to get there tomorrow. It's small wins. It's small bites. It's small steps every day. It's consistency of taking the necessary steps every day toward the man or woman God called you to be. It's every day, though. Of course, we have seasons in our life where we can't run as fast or we're not as clear or life circumstances happen. That's fine, but that's no reason to stay down for long. That's no reason to quit the journey. That's no reason to take years off and not focus on getting to the best version of yourself. It's resiliency is being able to bounce back up. It's say, hey, I got hit with that shocking thing in life. That person in my life died, that financial struggle, that my own sickness, the divorce, the this, like I got punched. That's fine. How quickly do I get back up and say, let's keep going up this path? Let's keep doing the right things. Let's keep putting the habits in place, regardless of how I feel. We have to be bigger than our feelings, right? Like we have to have habits that go beyond just how we feel. Too many people, I've been there, I'm there every once in a while, but too many people dictate like their life off of their feelings, off of how they feel about the day, how they feel about this thing. That doesn't get you to greatness. That doesn't get you to the life that you don't need a break from. It's doing the things regardless of it, but it's small steps. We all know what to do. The question is, are we doing what we know? You know what to do in your health. You don't need more information. You know what to do. You probably even know what to do in your finances. You probably know what to do in that relationship. You know what to do. The question is, are you doing what you know? Are you doing the challenging thing? Are you doing the hard thing? Are you having the hard conversation? Or do you just tell yourself this is hard and then you don't do it? Right? These are the habits that have to shift. These are the habits that have to shift. But the theme and what I wanted to get out of that video was the law of cause and effect, sowing and reaping. This is a law. Like this is something that is right. It's here. Like you can't fight it. You can't disagree with it. Like it's the way it works. So understanding that gives you full ownership of your life. You guys know I talk to y'all about all the time, right? Entrepreneurial mindset is taking ownership of your life, taking ownership of the decisions, the effects, what you have happening right now in your life, where you are. There were causes to those effects, right? Like, and they were things inside of you. It was not the job. It was not the circumstance. It was how you thought about it, how you reacted to it, how you changed yourself to protect your heart, to keep moving forward, how you had to change a part of you in order to deal with that situation at that time that now has you in the place of where you are right now. That's the effect. But taking ownership of that and just knowing like that was you. That was me. Like that was I chose to get to this place. I chose to not learn this. I chose to protect myself in this way. That gives you ownership of your life. That means if you put yourself in this position, you can get yourself out. That's the best part. If you put yourself in this position, you can get yourself out. But you got to understand these laws. You got to understand these laws of cause and effect. Again, happens to be here in our text, the 177 mental toughness secrets of the world class. Champions understand cause and effect. It was Brian Tracy in the video that was kind of drawing it up on the board and talking about again the effects that we experience in our life come from a cause. They come from something. And once you can, if you want different effects, right, you got to change the cause. That's all this comes down to, y'all. It's really simple to understand. I know it's hard to execute. It's hard to think about it this way. It's hard to take full ownership of your life. I would always tell people like this entrepreneurial mindset, this entrepreneur journey, the reason why it's really tough, people think like the business that they choose is tough. That's not why it's tough. It's tough because you have to wake up every day and look at yourself in the mirror for what you're doing or not doing. That's why the journey of ownership is tough. Sure, we talk about ownership of income, but just ownership in general, owning your relationships, owning your health, owning your finance, like just owning it, being like, I put me here. That's really hard to do for most people long term. That's why the great ones, the world class, like constantly doing that. You're constantly just looking at you in the mirror. What could I have done better? Where could I improve? What did I not do today? What can I do tomorrow? Like that's the whole game. And when you do that and you take full control of you again, it's hard, y'all. Not saying it's going to be easy, but it'll be worth it. It'll lead you to the place you want to go. When you no longer have an excuse, when you no longer, you just are working on you. It's a big deal. Again, here's what it says in the text on champions understand cause and effect. It says the masses tend to focus on effects rather than the causes that create effects. All right, we are just talking about this. The masses tend to focus on effects rather than the causes that create the effects. The world class goes directly for the cause and lets the effects take care of themselves. This is most evident in the area of weight loss. America is the fattest country in the world, with more than 65% of our population overweight and 27% are obese. This effect is leading many Americans down the road to diabetes, heart disease, and death. So how do the masses solve the problem? They swallow pills, they go on crash diets, and starve themselves until they can no longer stand it. All these methods treat the effects. They're an external solution to an internal problem. The cause is the way people think about food and exercise. Again, the cause is the way people think about food and exercise. And the solution is to change your thoughts. When those thoughts are upgraded from middle class to world class, the weight problem gently fades and never returns. The internal problem is solved with an internal solution. Our level of health and fitness, like everything else in our lives, is a direct manifestation of how we think. It's the outward appearance of our internal thoughts. Average thinkers are unaware of this truth and would most likely reject it as being too pedestrian or to work, even if they were made aware of it. Like most of the secrets of the world class, it's simple and straightforward. Cause and effect are no different. Yet the great ones go from knowing this to actually using it. That's one of the reasons we call them champions. Cause and effect. This lays it out in the health space very well. How we think about food and exercise is the problem. I went on a health journey. I got a health coach 4 years ago. And what I learned by getting some coaching in this side, by having someone that was an expert in this area, I started to realize, oh, I don't understand health. I don't understand food. You know, the food pyramid that we learned in school is a lie. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that's actually not real? Like it was created by the dairy industry. It has nothing to do with our actual health. Like it's not like the way we learn things gives us the effect. If we think that going to the gym is hard or it's not something or we don't have money for it or we don't want to, like if we think about it that way, then that's how we get to this place. Everything in your life, ladies and gentlemen, everything in your life is cause and effect. Everything. And the cause comes from your thinking. Your thinking leads to your beliefs, which leads to your actions, which leads to your habits. Your habits create whatever life you want to have. We're just a product of our habits. So if you want to change the habits, it starts with changing the thinking. How do you think about your health? How do you think about relationships? How do you think about your money, right? Like, how do you think about it? And taking time. That might be a tough question for some of you. Some of you might have never taken time to actually think about what you're thinking about. We talked about that plenty of times on here too, right? Metacognition. Are you thinking about what you're thinking about? Are you thinking about what you're thinking about that's impacting your feelings? But just in general, are you thinking about how you think about a certain area? In all of the times that I coach and all of my coaching, most of coaching, all coaching really is identifying blind spots that somebody might not see and say, hey, I know you see it this way, but maybe you should see it this way. Maybe there could be this option or this option that's over here in your blind spot, but I'm going to see it because I might be at a higher level of consciousness. I might have seen it, so I can see things you can't see. That is the essence of coach. Because then once you're aware and you start thinking about things differently, you start seeing your life differently, you'll take different action. You'll take different action. If you believe something about a certain food, you'll take different action. It's the way it goes, right? When you start learning about certain areas of money, you take different action. That's the process. The cause leads to the effect. Don't focus on the effect. That's like it says here. That's the middle class way of thinking, right? Like it says here, again, the effect is leading many Americans down the road to diabetes, heart disease, death. How do they solve the problem? They take pills, go on diets, starve themselves. These are methods to treat the effects. Don't fix the leaking sink, like the leaky sink. Fix like the well, fix like the pipes, fix like underneath it. That's how you get to the cause. Whatever you're seeing in your life, whatever environment you're in, whatever experiences you're experiencing, it's not random. It's not random. Everything happens for a reason. Like, and a lot of it is just our own self, our own thinking, our own, like us, the way that we operate gets us to a place. If you want to get to a different place, put in different causes. Right? If you want to get to a place that you haven't been, you're probably going to have to do things you've never done. That's the way it goes. That's the cause. That's the cause. And we have to adapt this. You have to take this in. Remember, I told you success leaves clues. This is not me just telling you this. That's why I put these videos in front of you so you can hear many different people basically say the same thing. The most successful people in life say the exact same things. Why? Because it's the truth. Like it's what happens. It's like how you do it. So this is one of those areas that you just got to learn. You got to adapt. You got to realize, okay, whatever effects I'm feeling, there's a cause to it. So what was that cause? What is that cause? And if I want less of this effect in my life, then I need less of the cause. And if you don't know what those things are, back to you need to spend time getting clear. Remember, life comes to distract us. The world comes to distract you. Social media comes to distract you. The news, media, like all the stuff, it's distracting you from you. It's forcing you to look externally. Entertainment, movies, Netflix, the news, politics, all the stuff is getting you to look outside of you. That's the problem. I don't pay. It's funny. I had a friend of a family friend come over. Our families used to be neighbors. They came over this past weekend, and I got a chance to hang out with the husband a little bit. We took a walk, and we're just kind of talking. It's always good to have like some men time and just kind of chat. And we were sitting down, and we haven't talked for a little bit. And one of the things he said was, he was like, so he started bringing up politics. He was like, so you kind of talk about politics. I was like, I don't know anything about politics. He's like, huh, I would have taken you for a guy that like talks about politics and all the stuff. And I was like, I don't pay attention to anything that really doesn't impact my family. Faith, family, business. That's it. My faith, if it's not growing my faith life, which includes my health, right? But my faith life, if it's not growing my family, if it has nothing to do with my business or my work, I'm probably not paying attention to it. That's how I live my life. I've turned the camera, the mirror towards me. I don't know all the things that are happening out here, nor do I care. I care about my faith, my family, and my business, right? And that's it. And that makes life really simple because now I can focus on the causes. I can look at myself in the mirror every single day and be like, what are you doing today? I don't care what Trump is doing today. What are you doing today? Right? Like how are you operating? And that allows me to now dictate the life that I want, right? Have the effects, get closer to the man or woman I'm called to be. That's my encouragement to all of you. Stop looking at all the things that distract and turn this inward because this is a game of cause and effect. So if you don't like the effects, change the cause. This quote here says society constantly expends its efforts to correct effects rather than causes, which is one reason why the development of human consciousness proceeds so slowly. The action step for today says look at the major areas of your life and ask what's holding you back from getting better. What's holding you back from getting better in the major areas of your life? Next, identify the causes that are creating the effects and set a goal to attack the cause and solve the problem. This is a game of cause and effect, ladies and gentlemen. You control the cause, you control it. If you don't like the effects, don't complain about the effects. Go back to the cause. Go back to the cause. I love you guys. I want you to win. You deserve to win. Your families deserve to win. If nobody ever tells you, I will constantly tell you that because I believe it. Like I believe you deserve to win. I believe your commitment to showing up to these, to personally developing, to getting better, like is that is the cause, right? That will allow you to win. And I believe it's what makes you deserving of winning. Not saying that people that don't work on themselves and all this stuff aren't deserving, but they're not as deserving as the people that do. They're not as deserving as the people that sacrifice and put in all the work. Like, no, you don't deserve the same life as us. You don't because you don't go through the same things. So you deserve it. Your families deserve it. They're counting on you to do this work. Go out today, do the work, do something that scares you, do something that pushes you out of your comfort zone. A little bit every day adds up. I promise you, you'll get to the place that you want to go. Just stay consistent, y'all. All right. Enjoy your Wednesday. No such thing as hump day. I'll see you guys on Friday. Later.